You really, really should have waited. You took this fight too early.
Back again with some more boxing news in the boxing world. We got some breaking news. Gary Jonas, Lamont Roach's promoter, says this rematch is a done deal. It's over with. It's going down second time around.
It's going to be before you're done, because on several occasions, it's almost like you're alluding to, you only have but so many fights left. You're looking to walk away from the game. How close are you to that, being undefeated
Smith
and unblemished?
has strongly
with some big
advised
fights out there for you
Gervonta to avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach. Stephen A. Smith, recent.
That should have been a knockdown. Having said that, let me stand up. Shannon, Ocho, I got to apologize on national television to that brother Lamont Roach. I didn't give him much of a chance in this fight because I thought he was the smaller guy moving up. I didn't expect him to be in the ring bigger. And from opening bell, he walked right to Tank Davis. I was stunned, and the brother can fight. I'm very impressed with Lamont Roach. He put on a great performance, and he wants his love on national television right now. We need to give it to him. This brother is special for the sport of boxing.
He issued an apology to Lamont Roach after
a
initially underestimating him in his fight against Gervonta "Tank" Davis. At first, Smith believed Roach was too small to compete, but after witnessing Roach's relentless performance, where he kept Davis under pressure throughout the bout, Smith admitted he was wrong. He praised Roach's resilience and fighting skills, especially after Davis took a knee in the 9th round, claiming hair grease had gotten into his eye.
What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter. Because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Walked right to him and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis caught him with some good shots. He took it and then gave it back. Body punches, counter punches, left hook, straight rights. This brother Lamont Roach can fight. And he's beautiful defensively as well. And seemed completely unfazed and undeterred by Tank
Smith
Davis,
now sees Roach as a serious contender and is looking forward to a potential rematch later this year. On March 1st, 2025, Gervonta Davis defended his WBA lightweight title against Lamont Roach at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The fight was highly anticipated, with Davis entering as the favorite thanks to his undefeated record and knockout.
Tank Davis is fighting a minus 1,600 as your main event odds is crazy to me, dude. That's crazy. That underdog lived up to the hype. He ended up, overperforming. Lamont Roach, credit to him, all this other stuff. And it took some politics to keep Davis as champion. You ever see guys getting the referee their own fight? Dude, anybody else takes that knee, you're getting counted, bro. The referee, actually, his instinct, if you watch that, the referee's instinct was to count. If you notice, Steve Willis started counting, and then he looked at the timekeeper outside the ring, wasn't counting, and he stopped counting. So you get to call your own timeout. Earlier in the fight, if you saw that shoulder barge that Tank did to Roach in the clinch, he didn't get a warning, but Roach's reaction got the warning. This is the politics we're dealing with. You keep doing this, you're looking at short-term money and long-term destruction.
Despite being the underdog, delivered a performance that exceeded all expectations, pushing Davis to the limit throughout the match. Where the most controversial moment of the fight came in the 9th round, when Davis took a knee, claiming vision issues caused by grease from his hair getting into his eyes. Referee Steve Willis did not rule it a knockdown, a decision that has since faced widespread criticism. The fight ended with one judge scoring it 115-113 in favor of Davis, while the other two judges
from a division lower moves up and gives Tank Davis his toughest fight. I thought beating him on the inside, making him miss, putting offense behind defense after making him miss, being more active. Obviously, Tank's going to have the edge in power. Tank is going to have the edge in power strikes. I think ultimately the stats spoke to that. I don't think that this was a disaster. I think it'd be strong to call it a disaster. The fight was not great up front. The fight was not great in the middle, but it was very good. Not
Scored at
amazing, but definitely very good down the
114-114,
stretch.
resulting in a majority draw. Though Davis retained his title, the outcome immediately sparked debate over the fairness of the decision. Lamont Roach Jr. has voiced a strong desire for a rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis following their controversial majority draw on March 1st at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. The fight ended with one judge scoring it 115-113 for Davis, while the other two scored it even.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed
Right.
for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight,
Right.
just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
A key moment came in the 9th round when Davis took a knee due to eye irritation. But
This is
referee
why
Steve
Lamont
Willis did
Roach
not
beat
rule it a
Tank.
knockdown.
Roach chose to sit in the
decision
pocket
that
against
added to
Tank,
the
who is a
controversy.
power puncher. This meant that his defense had to be on point.
Timeouts in boxing. Why are you taking? You know that. You should know that. So that's the thing where I'm like confused because that's supposed to be a knockdown. That's a 10-8 round. If that's a 10-8 round, I win the fight. So you know what I'm saying? Like that draw turned into a 115.
Following the
114 my
bout,
way.
Roach's team filed an appeal against the decision, but the New York State Athletic Commission ultimately upheld the draw. As a result of the controversy,
GervontaDavis gets a controversial draw against Lamont Roach. 2025 NYC. Both men start the fight wrapped in caution tape while downloading using their powerful Intel Core processors. Tank then begins playing a game of Tom and Jerry as he scurries around the ring, baiting Roach to chase him. Lamont soon starts landing sharp counters as he times Tank, who's dropping low. But Gervonta's cannon straight left soon finds its way home like it's using Google Maps. However, Roach also continues touching Tank with counters during their exchanges. But the Baltimore native straight left keeps repeatedly connecting like AT&T, walloping Lamont as he angles around him with the geometric brilliance of Pythagoras. By round 6, though, Davis has taken control by investing in the breadbasket like he's a Stella Doro stockholder, while also cracking Roach's Liberty Bell like they're in Philly. But at this point, Lamont's
Davis was
titanium
removed
dipped
from the
chin
Ring
is rearing
magazine's
its head.
pound-for-pound rankings, with David Benavidez taking his place. Unbelieving. He had done enough to win the fight. Roach immediately called for a rematch, stating, "I hope to be a multi-divisional world champion, and this is the kind of fight that will help solidify the legacy I want to build." Lamont Roach Jr. took to social media to add fuel to the fire, posting a cryptic yet
Performance for sure. I'm definitely happy with my performance. I'm just a little frustrated with the scorecards. I thought I should have won. And I thought I should have won a competitive fight. I think I did what I needed to do necessary to bank the rounds, and even without the knee, that should have been a knockdown. So I don't think there's any excuse for me not to win tonight, but that's just how the cookie crumbled.
There's a few things I want to dissect about the fight. Let's just start off with the beginning. It seemed like a little bit of a cagey opening on both behalves. Both of you just trying to figure each other out. What was your initial thoughts of those first 3, 4, 5 rounds whilst you were both getting to grips with each other?
Just getting the information, seeing how he react to certain stuff. I'm pretty sure he was trying to do the same thing. And he's an excellent fighter. He's undefeated for a reason. With a 97% knockout. I mean, it ain't that no more. But you know what I'm saying. But with a 90% knockout ratio and everything like that, it take a little thinking in there. It's a thinking man's game, especially when it's
word around
on
the
that
block,
type of level.
your favorite fighter, Finey 30, 1301, 2XX2 division champ. The tweet quickly gained traction among boxing fans, suggesting that Roach not only expects a favorable ruling on his appeal, but also implies that GervontaDavis' undefeated record.
And to go ahead and keep it real with y'all, I think that knee that Tank took was because Lamont Roach was in a rhythm and GervontaDavis tried to throw this man off a rhythm. Do I believe the Murrays, Sport Waves, the Soul Glow was in his eye? Absolutely not. I believe that man Tank got nerve-eye and said, hold on, this man Lamont Roach is cooking. I need to take me a quick timeout and a quick break. It's nasty. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's bad enough how hard and difficult it is to beat this man. Most fighters is weight drained. Most fighters has clauses on them. So when somebody who's coming up is able to compete with Gervonta Tank Davis, you handicap
Critics
the
argue that
man
Davis
with
intentionally
trash
took a knee in
rulings.
the 9th round against Roach to disrupt his opponent's rhythm and regain control of the fight. By going down voluntarily, Davis may have been looking for a few extra seconds to recover, rather than risk being overwhelmed by Roach's aggressive attacks. Many fans and analysts see this as a veteran tactic aimed at breaking Roach's momentum. Davis later clarified that the incident was caused by a hair.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and like you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that, or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know.
Hair treatment he had undergone 2 days before the fight. He explained that the grease from the treatment mixed with his sweat during the match, causing a burn.
Going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that. But it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in the. I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Tank, Eric Blum from DailyMail.com. First off, your coach just said, can you confirm, did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that, or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
What the hell happened to Gervonta Tank Davis, huh? He got some grease in his hair. It was the lady that she put too much grease in my hair, and that's the reason why I took a knee. I ain't lying to y'all. Why y'all booing me for? Y'all remember the movie Coming to America? Was Gervonta Tank Davis using the Soul Glow? It's just the Soul Glow, feeling all so silky smooth. Just let it shine through, baby. That gotta be one of the most embarrassing moments in boxing history. How the hell you go down saying that the grease? Know what happened? That the grease. Stop! It's not funny. Why y'all booing me? I'm telling you the truth. That woman put a lot of grease in my hair. Yo, Damn Tanky.
Sensation in his
Tanky,
eyes.
come on now.
Addressing the crowd's reaction during the post-fight, Davis expressed frustration over the boos, emphasizing that his actions were a genuine response to the unexpected irritation, not an attempt to manipulate the fight's dynamics. The explanation has received.
I gotta stand down and give mad respect to Lamont Roach. Brother fought one hell of a fight. This was a damn close fight. Gervonta taking a knee should have been a knockdown. Either way, Roach has skills, fought his ass off, deserves nothing but respect. He earned the boxing world's attention tonight. He has mine.
Mixed reactions from fans and analysts, with some questioning whether the moment should have been ruled a knockdown, regardless of the reason. Stephen A. Smith, known for his candid and often provocative commentary, has weighed in on the controversy surrounding the Davis-Roach fight.
Picks on 3 fights taking place Saturday night at the Barclays Center in New York City between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, Gary Russell versus Jose Valenzuela, and Sandor Martin versus Alberto Puello. Gervonta Davis uses knocks somebody out inside of 85 punches because he's clearly capable of that. But I just see this as being a kind of fight where he's going to have to run him down. He's going to have to walk him down, rather, and he's going to have to throw some punches before he ultimately catches him. And that's how I view it.
While
so I'm going to
specific
go with
quotes
more
from
on this
Smith are not
particular
available
one.
in the
Next
provided
up.
sources, his general stance highlights caution for Davis when it comes to a potential rematch with Roach. Rematch with Roach poses a significant risk to Davis's unblemished record. The initial fight proved that Roach has the skill and strategy to effectively challenge Davis. Engaging in a rematch could put Davis's standing in the boxing world at risk, especially if he were to suffer a loss.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute.